How's it going, everyone? Louis Crypto here. XRP is a sleeping giant, and I have full belief that it will eventually range break to the upside and put in a new all-time high. It's just trapped under a level that it has been under since 2017, 2018. So the last 7, 8 years, this has been a major key level of resistance. This is the first time since then that we reached it all the way back at the beginning of 2025. And it's basically created a range between the price of the new all-time high being $3.39 and $1.61. In that range, it created a bullish pattern. And knowing that we're in the bull cycle, we should have all the moving averages acting as support. This here being the 200-day EMA, taking an average of the last 200 candles. So you really want it to stay above this moving average for continuation in the mid to long term of like a remainder of the cycle. Essentially, there were some scares, but with that, you're actually forming some patterns. So with that, you've formed this lower low and then into a higher low. This is a triple bottom or inverse head and shoulders pattern. There's also a neckline to it. And once the neckline is broken, there's an expected target. So you have to remain with that bias that the target will get met as long as the neckline holds up. And that sits at $2.55. So I have to believe in a new all-time high so long as this level holds, even if this eventually does break down and lose it. At the moment, it is support, and this range being created here is just setting up for continuation higher. Once again, it had another chance at breaking that multi-year resistance, the previous all-time high set 2017, 2018, and it failed. Even though it put a new all-time high, it couldn't sustain the break to continue to the $4, $5, and maybe even $6 target for XRP. But I think that it will still happen as long as this maintains the support. We also, looking at the Fibonacci strategy, want to see this $3 area or 289 to 312 really to be flipped in support. It's kind of using the lower end as support with some range breakdown. So you're getting some fake outs. So it's breaking down, coming back in, confirming its support and multiple times. But it's pretty much holding that 886 quite perfectly here. We want that to eventually be over and done with, get out of here. That has to then flip into support for these targets up here to get validated. But I really believe that that will eventually happen due to the breakthrough and validation of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. And while that remains support, the neckline remains support, which currently is, eventually it will just break out higher. So the sleeping giant will eventually wake up at some point, and then you'll really get those violent moves randomly out of nowhere. Once again, with the next expected target area being $4 on the minimum side, but maybe as high as $5.40 before another potential correction. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Now, if you want to get educated, you can book in a video call with myself. I'll sit with you on Discord, and you can also share your screen. I'll share my screen just to make sure that you're getting all the pointers noted and that we won't move on until you pretty much understand everything and are able to apply it as well.